live from the Snort Fort. This is breaking news on DSPN.
Let's get right into the news.
What is going on, everyone? Today is Thursday, the 24th of April, 2025. I'm DSP. And folks, when people tell me that I am paranoid, that I have become shell-shocked, and I'm like really just scared because I tell you guys, I limit my content to what I'm actually doing in this room, all right? That means that any content that I make, I'm recording, I'm streaming, whatever it is, comes from this place right here, and that TV, and that PC, or those consoles, and these cameras. This is the content that I put on the internet. And if you ask, well, I don't get it. Why? Why, Phil, is that all that you do? Couldn't you do vlogs of your house? Why don't you go cook a meal in your kitchen? Why don't you do an IRL stream following you around town to see what you do on a daily basis? Why don't you record a grocery trip and show us what you buy? They call it a grocery haul or something like that video. It's very popular, right? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? All right? Now, for most people, these things seem like commonplace things, harmless, interesting even ideas of variety content that Phil could put out on the internet and would get him attention and views and support from his followers. However, what you don't understand, very simply put, is that commonplace things for everyone else become actual IRL harassment, becomes things that can actually hurt myself, my family, my livelihood. You guys have no concept of how many idiots have tried to hurt me over the years. I've been around for over 17 years as a content creator. You wouldn't even want to hear the half of it, of the stuff that's been done to me and the attempts that have been made to try to screw with my life. Insane stuff, like ridiculous, over-the-top crap you wouldn't believe. How about they tried to actually get my wife and I divorced by trying to file divorce papers, even though neither of us actually did it. I wish that was a joke, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just one example. That's the tip of the iceberg, all right? And I've used this example before, but I'll say it again. Many years ago, I was in my kitchen vlogging, okay? Just filming around my kitchen, doing a vlog. I don't remember what it was. There happened to be a utility bill sitting on my countertop. Now, was the bill opened? Did it have all of my account information and everything on it? No. It was just the envelope. All it said on it was, you know, like return address, here's the utility company. That's it. That's all you could see in the video. And keep in mind, this was before I was even doing the quality I'm doing now. You know, I was using a crappy camera that was like, you know, not even 720p quality or anything. These people used software, okay, to engineer the video to hyper fixate or whatever you want to say to see the address of the utility company. They then contacted the utility company using common knowledge of information that was doxed about me on the internet, including my name, my address, my phone number, stuff that I never originally put on the internet, but they did, okay? They socially engineered the account and were going to have all of my power turned off and have my account closed, unbeknownst to me. And this actually would have happened if they didn't actually send me an confirmation email saying, hey, Mr. Burnell, thanks for all your requests, and as of Monday, that'll be done. And I said, what? And of course, I contacted them. I told them what was going on. They then put into effect safeguards so that can't happen ever again. Multiple levels of identity verification, authorization, etc. Okay? So that's just a couple examples of things that have been done to me over the years that normal people never would have to be bothered. Imagine if you got married and you just told people on the internet, hey, I got married. Do you think people would then try to contact places to get your marriage annulled or a divorce paper filed, right? But that's the situation I'm in. Insane people of the vortex, that vortex around me of completely mentally ill people. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're involved in a drama vortex on the internet, you are mentally stunted, period. If you involve yourself in that vortex, you are a mentally stunted individual and you should seek professional help. Normal people don't do that because normal people have lives. Normal people have jobs, friends, relationships, and positive things that they do, and that's what they focus their time on. They don't focus their time on trying to ruin the life of an internet content creator who they don't know, don't have interaction with, and don't actually know the real story on, but they just follow a bunch of people on the internet who crap on them daily like a Pied Piper, the morons following them around so that they can make a buck. So it's this simple. I can't do things that most other people do because of a level of mentally ill people who stalk me on the internet and try to mess with me. Things that would obviously be feasible for someone else is just like an insane task for me because of the level of liability that I have doing it. Right now, if I were to take a camera and to walk through my home, literally by the end of today, I would probably have 20 things happening to me that are heinous. Seriously. And I wish that that's a joke. It's not. Okay? Like literally this would be happening. All right? So why am I telling you all of this? Well, because last night, live on stream, while I was building this Piranha Plant Lego, which by the way is looking pretty cool. I actually wish we had gotten further, but because I had to do the Switch 2 pre-order, we didn't get to do as far as I would like. As you can see, we're halfway done. This is 50% done with the build. It's the pipe, the stem, and the leaves actually move around and can be like maneuvered and positioned in a cool way. And a cool feature of this to show you, it has a door at the bottom. And what happens is it actually has a coin Lego that it comes with. So you can like put coins in and then you can press that and they fall out the bottom. Don't ask me what you would use that for, but it's a nice feature. So it's half done. I really was hoping we were going to finish it, but the Switch 2 stuff took over a half an hour from the stream. So it looks like one more stream and we will wrap up the Piranha Plant. Okay, I can't wait. Actually, next week we're going to finish it and it looks really cool. So anyway, last night, while we were doing the Lego stream building this guy, I went ahead and did my Switch 2 pre-orders. And basically what I should have done, quite frankly, if you want to know the truth, now I didn't think about it. I should have just said, guys, I'm going offline for 30 minutes. I'm going to go do my Switch pre-orders completely offline. This way, no one would know about them. No one can mess with them. Nothing. Now, a normal person would be like, why would I have to do that? That's not a big deal. You're just going to order your Switch. It's not a big deal. But me doing it immediately means that every mentally stunted, mentally challenged, mentally ill person on the internet comes after me and tries to figure out a way to ruin this for me. Okay? Because you might say, well, what's the big deal about Phil having a Switch 2? Well, to be honest, I'm not impressed with the launch lineup. Mario Kart World is the one game I'm really interested in. I also wanted to try out that demo game that you have to pay like $10 for to try the, technology out or whatever. But outside of that, no, not really, right? Like you don't really have to, there's not much that's going to happen with the launch of Switch 2. But for me, as a creator, to be able to unbox it live on launch day, to hook it up, to test it, that is primo content. That's the kind of content people come to expect from me from over the years. I did it with PS5. I did it with PS4, Xbox One, right? I did it, back in the day with the Wii U. I did eventually do it with the Switch. I did it with my first Switch and the Switch bricked, and then I had a second one. And eventually I did do that with the Xbox Series X, although it was late to the game because I didn't get it right away, right? This is the good content people like. They want to see that stuff up front, especially if you couldn't get the pre-order. Gee, let's see what it's like on launch day, and let's get Phil's honest opinion on it, right? So that's why. It's not necessarily because I'm going to be making insane amounts of content of the Switch 2. I would play Mario Kart World very heavily, but outside of that, there's nothing else till Donkey Kong, and then after that, there's probably nothing else, quite frankly, for the end of the year. But, it's still great content that you guys want, right? So that's why I planned it out. I literally had created accounts on every single site. Best Buy, Target, Amazon, Walmart, had them all lined up, had everything ready to go. All the payment information was in there. The addresses were in there. So when these pre-orders went live, I could do it. And I did. I tried all of them. Best Buy crapped out, didn't work. Target, I had it in cart, wouldn't check out. But Walmart, I got. Walmart was in the cart. Not only one, but the two different versions, the base Switch 2 and the Switch 2 bundle. So I'm thinking, wow, I can maybe have one for personal use here for the business, and one, maybe I could give it to my wife. Maybe I could give it away to a fan. It's a backup. Because remember, when I bought the Switch 1, it bricked within 24 hours, and I was stuck without a Switch for several months because of that. To have the backup is absolutely awesome, okay? That's a great thing. So it's like not only did I get one, I lucked out and was able to get another one, all right? But my problem is very simple. I still to this day try to maintain a level of normalcy. So because I did this online, immediately my online stalkers decided to ruin it for me. And basically, here's what happened, okay? It went through, done deal. Payment was charged, everything good. So we went back to the stream, and I completed, as far as I could, this build. We hit the goal, so that's great. Now we hit 30 goals hit, which means we're doing the Chipotle DSP tries it today, all right? And then basically around 9:45-ish, all right, I logged off. I said, all right, I got to get going. Now, a few things actually happened that you guys aren't aware of. Number one, because I bought the 2 Switch 2s, one of them went to my bank account, and I tried to do it for the second one, and my bank account thought it was a fraudulent transaction and froze my account. So I had to contact the bank to get the account unfrozen. It was really stupid, okay? The other one, I went through a different payment method, all right? That's how I got both Switch 2s. So actually, the orders were a little staggered. One checked out at one point and one checked out at another point via different payment methods, okay? So as soon as the stream went offline, I had to sit and wait on hold, all right, for like 40 minutes with my bank to get the bank account unfrozen so that I could do other things and pay bills and things, okay? So as that's happening, I'm doing other things. I actually filmed the daily wrap, and the first daily wrap I filmed was like triumphant. Wow, what a great day. We had an amazing stream of Oblivion, and we hit my goals. We built the Lego, and we hit the goals. I got my Switch 2s pre-order. Amazing day. So I finished recording that, all right? And I was actually about to start like uploading while I was on hold with my bank. And all of a sudden, I get an email and it says, you have successfully canceled your order. And I said, what? And I started reading the email from Walmart, and it says, congratulations, you have successfully canceled your Switch 2 pre-order. And I looked at it, and it was the first Switch 2, the one that was the base unit, not the bundle, but the first one that I had checked out and paid for. And I said, obviously, I did not do that. So the first thing I did is I logged in to my account, okay? The thing is, I have various ways to log into everything. I make sure that I'm not limited to only one way, all right? So I have all these backups, these, safeguards so that I can log into things multiple different avenues. So I logged into my Walmart account to find out that someone had access to it, okay? And I could tell because they changed the password on the account, okay? In addition, they started messing with the account, meaning they were adding and removing things to my cart. So I'm thinking, how could this possibly have happened? All right. And as I'm doing that, trying to figure it out, they canceled my second Switch 2 pre-order right in front of me. And I'm like, wow, well, this is pretty messed up. So, of course, I try to contact customer support, and I tried to get them on the phone, and I'm not even kidding. They hang up on you. You call and you get to the automated system, and you go through, and you say, okay, I want to talk to a rep because none of your automated options are going to help me here. And they say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you just said. And then the phone hangs up. And I tried it 3 different times in a row, and that's how they treat you on the line. They hang up on you at Walmart. Do you see why I don't like to do business with Walmart? And I've said this before, they're just a really bad company to deal with. So I ended up going to their chat service, okay? And going through their chat service, of course, you talk to someone at a customer service center on the other side of the planet, but they're doing their best to help you. So I start to explain the situation, all right? And of course, they're utterly confused. They don't know if I'm contacting them to complain about the orders canceled. They don't know if I'm contacting them to find out how someone has access to my account. So they're, their head is spinning. And this is just someone in a call center who's trying to help me basically with a notebook or step-by-step instruction fact on how to deal with customers. And they don't have any idea how they're supposed to help me. Okay, they don't. So basically, they had to go get their supervisor involved. And after a lengthy discussion, here's what we verified. Someone contacted Walmart basically saying they were me. They had my name, my address, my phone number, my email, public information. Not that that should be public information. It shouldn't, but it is because people doxed me 10 years ago, right? My address and phone number were doxed by trolls on the internet a long, long time ago, and it never should have been public information, but it is, okay? So, should Walmart have been able to grant access to a third party with that information? No. And I confirmed that. They absolutely should never have done that. It should have only been done via the methods that I have set up, including, like a text message code or an email to a different unassociated email address with a confirmation code, or using a third-party app to have a specialty authenticity code, all these methods. But someone who works at Walmart wasn't that smart and said, oh, I'll just believe you. And they sent the person through, I think it was like a chat, the authorization code, which you're not supposed to do. So my account was socially engineered. Because when people say, what does social engineering mean? It means that despite the fact that you have things in place to stop unauthorized access, some moron does the wrong thing because they believe a lie. Someone says they're someone else and with very basic information tries to prove it, and an employee is just dumb enough to believe it and does something they're not supposed to do, granting access to that unauthorized party. So someone was sent a code that they were not supposed to be sent. They then logged into my account. They canceled the 2 Switch 2 pre-orders. They changed the password on the account. And then they were in the process of adding things to cart because they were going to try to buy things that I didn't want to screw with my money. Okay? So basically, I got control of the account through the real methods that you're supposed to use. I was able to change the password, and by setting up another level of authorization, it kicked them out. So they don't have access anymore. They were literally like removed, kicked out, timed out of their session on the account. And now I have access and ownership of the Walmart account again. Not that it makes any difference, because of course, once all of that happened, I said to the customer service, well, what do we do now? And they said, there's nothing we can do. Switch 2 sold out. You're out of luck. The best we can do is give you a credit on your account, which they did. They actually gave me a credit against my account. Like, what's the point of that? I'm not getting the Switch 2. So for your inconvenience, here's a credit to your account, and we'll let you know when the Switch 2 is back in stock so that you can order it. That's what they said. Oh, well, we'll put you on the list, and you'll get a notification from us when the Switch 2 comes back in stock. So let me get this straight. Someone at your company is a dumbass, and through completely illegal means, granted access to my personal account and information, even though they weren't supposed to. And the thing you're going to do for me is give me a few bucks. Wow, that sounds like a real way to treat the customer, doesn't it? But again, I am the exception to the rule. I am the person who has this stuff happen. 99.9999999% of the populace, this would never happen. And by the way, for the record, this person was trying to do this from the moment that I ordered the Switch 2s, which was around 9 p.m., till past 10 p.m. Like, it took them a while to find someone who was gullible enough to believe them and give them access to the account. They had been trying to do it for over an hour before they finally found the sucker who believed them. So probably they did this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times and kept backing out and trying again until finally they found someone stupid enough. Okay? So here's the thing. This is the problem with having customer support on the other side of the planet with people who don't understand, sitting in a call center looking at a step-by-step instructional guide on how to help someone, because they don't understand that people can actually do malicious things and mess with people's livelihood. Like, for example, thank God I got into the account when I did and I changed everything. They could have been adding things to my Walmart cart and checking out and spending my money. Now I would have had to catch that and cancel all those orders before they ship, or else now I'm responsible for returning a whole bunch of shit I didn't want to order, and I never authorized payment on. So I want you to think about how messed up this is, okay? Now, I am going to say something, and I've had enough of this, okay? Since last night, I announced that this had happened to me, okay? Everyone on the planet is trying to blame me, all right? You showed an email. You showed an order number. You said it was Walmart. You said it was Now listen, again, I will admit this. I should have just gone offline to do this. I never should have said I got it from Walmart. I never should have done any of that. I should have said, I'm going to pre-order and I'll be back. And I should have just ran break stuff, break music and slides, instead of sitting here doing it and telling you guys the process, because I thought it was kind of exciting and you guys were excited to see if I was going to get it or not, right? So I thought it would be good content, and it was good content, quite frankly. People liked it who were on the stream. But God forbid that I make good content, right? Because I'm not allowed. If I do that, I'm at risk. And this is the point I keep making to you guys. This is why I can't go film in my house. I can't do IRL vlogging. I can't do any of that because that stuff is an actual risk. So the fact that I sat here saying, oh, I'm pre-ordering from Walmart. Oh, here's the confirmation email. That literally put me at risk because they could socially engineer the account. All right. Now, all the moronic that the tinfoil hat wearing idiots are saying, go yourselves. All right. No, Walmart didn't cancel my pre-orders because I ordered 2 switches and there's a 1 switch per household policy. That never happened. No, 100% false. It was outright canceled by someone who had access to my account. They were adding to my cart and they changed my password, you dumb fucks. All right, you're insane. Let's blame Phil in every situation. And even on top of that anyway, it's still a crime that was committed. Even if I told you I ordered from Walmart, it's still a crime to impersonate someone's identity. It's called identity fraud, identity theft. It's a federal crime. And this is like the 10th time it's happened to me. This happened to me with accounts years ago, and that's why I had to redo my entire bank account and all of that. It happened with my utilities. Now it happens again. This social engineering and identity fraud is a huge problem, and no one out there is equipped to handle it. None of these companies understand the level that people will go to put someone just because they're mentally ill. So they have no real safeguards against it. At any moment, any employee of any company could be a moron and grant access to all of your, even if you have 1-factor, 2-factor, 3-factor, 7-factor authorization. You have apps that authorize. It doesn't matter. They say, oh, okay, I believe you. Here's a code. Go ahead. There's nothing you can do. So what I have to do moving forward, I know how insane this sounds. From now on, I literally have to not make anything public that involves anything like this. Phil's going to do a pre-order. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'll be back. You know, that's just it. You know, there's nothing that I can do about it. It's just insane. And again, oh, well, this is Phil's fault. How? How is it my fault exactly? Tell me how someone actually committing a crime is my fault. Oh, you showed an email. What's your point, you incredible mouth drooler? You incredible brainless twit. So what if I showed an email? That doesn't give someone the right to impersonate me, say that they're me, fool a customer service rep into thinking they're me to get access to my account, cancel orders, put things in my cart, and change my password. That's all illegal, you moron. So what does this mean? How do I proceed? And what do we do? Okay? Well, first off, the pre-orders are all done. Just for the record, it's sold out everywhere. You couldn't even get Target to work. I had it in my cart at Target. It never worked. They just air it out endlessly and you could never buy it. Best Buy didn't work. They didn't launch at 9 p.m. like they were supposed to. They launched at like 9:20, 9:30. It aired out repeatedly and almost no one could get it from there either. Okay? I tried GameStop this morning. Their website wouldn't even work. I tried the app. Their app aired out. And by the time that it finally loaded again, it just said, oh, not available. So I can't buy it through official means. And the thing is, I want to. You have to understand something. All right? I wanted to buy the Switch 2. I had every intention of paying my own hard-earned money to get the Switch 2. These crazy criminals, these mentally stunted morons are the reasons why I can't just do normal through normal means like everyone else. That's all I wanted to do was just buy a Switch so I could do it as a launch coverage like I am entitled to as a content creator. Like every other human who has money, I should have been able to do it. But instead, I have to have federal crimes committed against me. All right? So I don't know what else to say. It's a tough situation. So number one, I'm just going to tell you this. All right? I'm going to make this abundantly clear. No longer am I going to listen to or entertain any moron or idiot who says, Phil, you over-exaggerate. Phil, you make stuff up. Phil, you do this for sympathy. You do this because you want free. I don't want anyone to donate anything to me. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I wanted to buy the Switch 2 last night. That ability to just make an actual commercial transaction was taken away from me. I wasn't saying, hey, everyone, please buy me a Switch 2. Please donate a Switch 2. No, I wanted to buy it, and they wouldn't let me. Do you get it? How fucked that is? I work hard. People support my content because they like it. I earn money that I should be able to spend on whatever I want. I shouldn't have to worry about pussyfooting around, being incredibly afraid that I say or do something that might jeopardize myself or my family's privacy, or have someone commit a federal crime to impersonate me to try to with me and my livelihood. You get it? Like, that should never happen in any circumstance. It's not okay in any way, shape, or form, in any time or place. It's not right. So enough with your, oh, Phil deserves it. Phil showed the email. Phil said he bought it from Walmart. Phil ordered 2 switches. You're stupid. You're the dumbest on the planet. Kiss my hairy ass. Someone went out of their way to commit a federal crime to stop me from covering the launch of the Switch 2. And now it's time to suffer. Because here's why you're going to suffer, you dumb. You ready for this? Why do you think I have been around for 17 years? Do you think it was chance? Do you think it was coincidence? Do you think that for some reason I just magically stayed? Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I'm still here after 17 years is one word: perseverance. Get it? I don't give up. I don't fail or falter. I don't fall down on my knees crying, oh my God, it's all over, they got me. Instead, when people with me, I use that as motivation to continue forward positively, to keep sticking to my guns, to keep doing what I know is the right thing to do. And that's why people still care about DarksydePhil in 2025. It's not because I sold out and became a shill like one half of the internet. And it's not because I became a toxic bully who gets into drama and awful content like the other half of the internet. It's because I am a man alone standing on an island making content the way no one else dares to be different, to not hurt others, and to say no matter what you throw against me, you're not going to hurt me. I am the rock face upon which the waves crash, and I never crumble. Get it? It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. It doesn't matter how you portray me on the internet. I'm going to be here every day, streaming, making meaningful, positive content for my viewers and audience till the day that I decide I am done and I hang up the mantle of DarksydePhil, the streamer and content creator. I decide my destiny. I am the master of my own fate, and there's nothing any of you can do about it. You fooled someone in Pakistan or India into thinking you were me, and you logged into my account and you canceled my pre-orders. So what? I'm still here. I'm still streaming. I'm still going to play a game today. I'm still going to make content. I'm still going to make a living. And guess what? When people with me, more people support me. You stupid, incredible, brainless idiot. When you mess with DarksydePhil, people rally to support DarksydePhil. That's why I'm still here 17 years later. Do you know what the King of Hate moniker meant? It didn't mean that I was a hateful individual who wanted to crap on others and be a bigot and a sexist and a racist and to insult Hideo Kojima like all the morons said it was. The King of Hate moniker is that when people hate against Phil Burnell takes all of that hatred and vitriol against him and he uses it as fuel. He throws it into his engine and he burns it up and it propels him forward with energy and vigor to make positive content and to be successful. I own the hate against me and I use it to push forward positively and succeed. And that's why I'm here 17 years later. No matter how many morons have tried to end me, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Right now, I'm actually on a high. Things are going well for me. Think about all the awesome stuff that's happened in the last year, the massive upgrades to my setup, the fact that I'm a successful co-streamer. I'm making money. I can afford all the things. I was going to buy 2 Switch 2s because I can afford them. I didn't have to do a special event to fundraise for it. I could just get them. I just became a verified and partnered streamer on Kick, and that's working out. All these things are working well for me. Do you get it? Well for me. So every time that you're with me, all you do is prove my point. I am not going to falter or fail. I'm going to continue. You are going to sit there and stew and cry and seethe and mope and cope and say, I can't believe it. Like the Grinch on Christmas morning when he looked down at Whoville And he said, Christmas still came, even without toys, even without the feast, even without all of those things. They're still happy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how you with me. I'm still going to be here. I'm not going to give up. So many people have said to me over the years, Phil, why don't you give it up and throw in the towel? With all the things that's happened to you, that's documented. Not even just the things you say, but the things that are public is crazy. We can only imagine the things that have happened behind the scenes that we don't even know about. How do you keep doing it? Well, maybe it's because I'm stubborn. Probably a big part of it. Again, I'm the kind of guy that my whole life, when someone looked at me and said, you can't do it. You're not good enough. You're a scumbag. You're an asshole. You're a jerk. This and that. I said, I'm glad you feel that way. Now I'm going to prove you wrong. And every single time in my life that it's happened, I've persevered. When in the Street Fighter community, they said all I was a big talker and I was never going to put my money where my mouth was and actually win, I proceeded to win tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament in Super Turbo and show them all that I was great. And then they had nothing else to say until people tried to erase that narrative and rewrite it years later on the internet. The fact remains, I became a top-level tournament player despite the fact that everyone thought that I was just going to be a talking scrub. On YouTube, everyone said, oh, Phil, you're a no one. Your quality sucks. No one likes your content because you're just a schlub. And I said, all right, fine. I'm glad you said that. And through the years, I constantly improved, changed, and became a better person. And now here I am in 2025, and I'm more successful now than I ever was. And you might say, what? I don't get it. Doesn't matter how many views you have. It doesn't matter how many people watch your content. What happens is how many people care about you and your content and support it. I know that now. I'm much more successful and happy and positive in my life today, having a few thousand major supporters who love what I do, as opposed to back in the day when I had hundreds of thousands of people who were watching me, but no one was really supporting. They were just watching. Get it? There's a big difference. But people don't get that. They don't understand. They actually are that ignorant. They don't get it. So here's the deal. Moving forward, I just have to be more careful. I have to be careful about what I tell you guys. I have to be careful about how I operate. I thought that I had been careful to the point where people were calling me paranoid. You're not going to do a cooking video in your kitchen? What are you, stupid and crazy? What could possibly happen? You're not going to do a vlog in your house. You're not going to go do this IRL video. Everyone else does it. You're just a coward. No, I'm not a coward. It's just that I'm one of the most abused people on the internet, and I know better. I'm not stupid. And so when you say, do a fan lobby night, do this that involves the opportunity for someone to get in and with people's information and with your streaming. No, shut the up. I know better because I've been there, done that, and I've been through it. Almost 18 years. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Stop trying to demand things from me that don't make any goddamn sense because I'm the exception to the rule with this level of harassment that I get. I'm not going to put up with this nonsense anymore of people telling me that I'm just paranoid and wrong when literally the one time that let's do something different on stream. Let's open up. Let's do the switch to pre-orders. And then this fraud happens. Blatant crimes and fraud. The first opportunity that I give, they take it. All right? So I'm not stupid. I'm just not putting up with this ever again. So, yeah, moving forward, don't expect me to be doing stuff like that live. Well, I'm taking a break. I'll come back in a few, and I'm not going to give you guys details of anything. All right? Now, rest assured, okay? Rest assured, I'm going to find a way to make this work. I don't know what it is right now. I'm being frank with all of you. I don't know. It seems like there's no legal way to buy the Switch 2 right now because they're all pre-ordered out. No one's going to magically find Switch 2 sitting around and say, oh, I can sell you this for launch day. But I'm going to figure out something. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to buy anything from a scalper. I refuse. I've told you adamantly how anti-scalper I am. The entire thing that happened during the PS5 launch was an absolute freaking nightmare with scalping and all that. I would never buy a Switch 2 from a scalper simply because it just makes that process more viable, it supports that whole process. And I don't believe in scalping at all. All right. So I'm not going to get it from a scalper, but I'm going to do whatever I can to get one. We'll see. And here's the truth. I'm not going to tell you anything. You're not going to know it all until launch day of Switch 2 if I'm actually getting a Switch 2. Because the moment that I tell you anything, someone will try to with it and ruin it. They've gone through every possible means, every level of committing crimes. Nothing is out of their reach to them. There's no morality. They're not even afraid of going to jail. They're not. They've done everything possible, so I'm not dumb. I know that if I mention any method by which I'm going to get a Switch 2, they're going to try to ruin it for me, all right? So I'm not going to bring it up at all. You're not going to hear me talk about getting a Switch 2 until the launch day of Switch 2. And then on launch day of Switch 2, I'll tell you if I have it or if I didn't get it and what else we're doing that day, okay? That's literally the only way to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, that's the only way to be safe at this point. Outside of that, there's nothing else I can do, right? So I'm sorry to those who want Phil to open up more, to be more interactive and to do these kind of things. I can't. I literally can't because of these crazy people. I would love to do different kinds of content. I can't. They will hurt me. As it sounds, they will go out of their way to hurt me and my family. It's proven. It's absolutely confirmed. At every single time that they have a chance to do it, they will do it. So that's that. So what I will say is, to those of you who are hoping I would get a Switch 2 pre-order, thanks. Thanks for the confidence. Thanks for the vote of positivity that you wanted to see me cover this thing on release day. I really wanted to, all right? And I certainly hope that I can get it, but I just don't know how I'm going to get it right now. Just being honest, all right? And like I said, if and when I secure one, you will never know about it. From this moment on, don't ask me about the Switch 2. You'll know if I'm covering the Switch 2 on release day, June 5th, 2025. And until then, I've got others to do. I'm busy. Don't quit me, okay? All right. I've said what I had to say about the subject. I'm done with it now. All right? We're moving on. We got positive stuff to do today. Really positive stuff to do today. Right? We've got the premiere of Claire Obscure. We've got Minecraft. We've got DSP Tries It. We got a whole bunch of fun stuff going on today. So I'm not going to sit here and be, oh, I'm so sad or whatever. You know, I'm not. I'm going to have fun with you guys on the internet today. We're going to have a great time together. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's always been about. Okay? Positive, fun, meaningful content. I get to eat Chipotle today. For the first time in like 11 years, Chipotle time. Live on DSP Tries It. We get to try this new honey chicken. I'm excited for that. Claire Obscure is actually one of the highest rated RPGs of the last decade. I'm very excited to jump into that today and try it out for the first time. If it is anything like the reviewers say, I think I'm absolutely going to love it. Seriously, like I can't wait to try it. So that's going to be great. Minecraft, we got to kind of get our bearings back again. All right. Now, in regards to goals and support, thank you. Thank you, all right, for allowing me to have 3 straight streams of hitting my goals. Let's keep that momentum going, because remember, at 40 goals hit, we're either going to do the Wendy's new menu of a new chicken sandwich, Frosty, and lemonade drink, or we could do something else. You know, one thing we had talked about was maybe Wingstop. If you're interested in that, we could talk about it. We'll figure it out, okay? Or when we hit 50 goals, we're going to have a marathon, and I'm excited for that. We've talked about various different ideas, such as the Viewer's Choice event, or Closet Clean Out 2.0, where I clean out my closet, and for the different levels of support that I reach, we put on hats and vests and retire them because I don't wear them anymore, but it'll be a last opportunity to actually see those things worn before I put them in the storage. So kind of a send-off event to the hats and vests of yesteryear and saying goodbye to the past and moving forward to the future. So we got all these great ideas lined up as rewards. Let's hit these goals. Let's keep that momentum flowing. Let's hit that goal on this stream and get that moving. All right? Okay. Let's get started with shout-outs because I got a lot of shout-outs to do. Let's see here. Hold on, because, obviously trolls, so I got to ignore some of this stuff. Yep. More morons. Just ignore them. Okay. First, real tip. $3 tip. I've been playing Expedition 33 like crazy this morning. You will love the game. Even with the reviews, I was not prepared for how insanely great it is. Great art. This is on pace to be an all-timer for me. There is a 30 frames per second cap on cutscenes, but there's a mod that would fix it. It's on GitHub. We're considering how much you hated it in Shadows. It only takes 30 seconds to install. I don't know if I even want to really mess with mods to start. It does suck that the cutscenes are 30 frames, but what can you do, I guess? A lot of these games are trying to be cinematic about it or whatever. I am very wary about installing mods and stuff. You know, I think like eventually maybe I would, but for launch day, I just kind of want to play it and experience it face value. So thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that it's great. I'm looking forward to it. I got a $2.17 tip. This person says, you yelling how you're going to persevere while the trolls are yelling how they're going to get you. Seems like it will be a symphony that we will hear until the end of time. I guess so. Or until, like I said, until the day that I hang it up. That's the truth. Until the day that I hang it up of my own volition and my own choice. Because one day I will. I can't stream forever. One day I'm going to say I've had enough and it's time to retire. But that's a long ways off, man. Seriously, that's a long ways off from now. Okay, so let's get to the YouTube side of contributions. Cade had the first super chat of the day, $2. Sorry for the crimes from these insane losers, King. Well, Cade, I appreciate your sentiment. Thank you for the support. Not much can really be done because if people literally don't care morally and legally, you know what I mean? Like, what can you do? It's not anything that I did. It's them literally breaking the law. And sadly, people who work for these companies trying to do something nice, because that's all it is. Someone who works the customer support job at Walmart wanted to be nice. Oh no, someone lost access to their account. I'll do them the solid because they know some basic information. I'll send them the code, even though I'm not supposed to. Anyway, Kay did another $5 super chat. They're obsessed with wanting you to fail, but you never will. You have a home, a wife, and hobbies, and they live in their parents' house with tears and anger. You know, I actually believe that's not the case. These people live broken adult lives, right? So what they do is they go to their job that they hate, that they're forced to go to because they got to pay the bills. By the way, I've been there. I understand that because I've lived it, okay? They probably have some friends or whatever, but their life is not satisfying. To them, they're mad because they look at someone like me, who everyone claims is a horrible person who doesn't deserve any success, and they see me winning every single day, and then they go nuts. It's sad. I wish that these people would actually have better lives because the truth is if they did, they wouldn't do the things that they do. If they had meaningful things to do with their time, why would they be coming after DarksydePhil to cancel his Switch 2 pre-orders? But they don't. They're broken. They're broken individuals. So I wish them the best because if they actually do well, they probably would leave me alone. But the problem is they've all found themselves on the internet through these charlatan grifter content creators, the restreamers, the actual defamatory and just outright lying content creators who say things about me on a daily basis that aren't true. They've become this giant force, this cult of toxic hate towards DarksydePhil that's not warranted, not frankly logical. It's based on emotion that has no factual basis. But the grifters have figured out how to milk this audience. And so you have thousands of people who've come together that are this brain dead, and they all just get fooled every day. They don't even care if what they're being told is real. They just care that they get a laugh out of it and they feel like they're part of a social movement on the internet because in real life, they're antisocial. They don't have friends, family, anything of meaning. This is how they get their actual feeling of worth every day, is to go into a hate mob online and attack DarksydePhil. Think about how up that is. What kind of a miserable existence you must have on this planet if you're one of those people. Okay. Dan Zach with a $5 super chat. You did nothing wrong. The links that trolls go to is crazy. I know. And again, I say these things and people are like, no, that's not true. It's all true. It's literally all true. I really wish it wasn't. It's literally everything I'm telling you is true. It's all documented, messed up stuff. Habib did a very generous 50-pound super chat. And he says, I feel bad for you and I hope that this will help. I mean, Habib, here's the deal. There's nothing that anyone I feel can really do to undo what they just did. Like I said, all right? It sucks that right now I have to find another means to get a Switch too. We'll have to see what happens. You won't know because if I bring it up, they'll do whatever they can to mess it up. Okay? But the good news is I know that you got my back and people are going to support me. And again, like I said, what these idiots don't realize is when they mess with me, people then rally to support me. So why mess with me? In truth, here's the way. If you really wanted DarksydePhil to go away, there's a perfect formula to do it. Are you ready? Don't mention me. Don't bring me up. Don't watch my content. Don't restream me. Don't make defamatory videos about me. Don't mess with my accounts. Don't mess with my livelihood. Don't mess with people in my real life. Don't mess with people on the internet who associate with me. Just leave me alone. Because if the truth is that I'm such a boring, miserable content creator that no one wants to watch the content of, then if you stop giving me attention, I would have to just fade away, no? Because eventually my audience would dwindle and dwindle and dwindle to the point where I would just be insignificant, right? The ultimate failure is when no one cares about you anymore. In reality, it's the polar opposite is what's happening right now. More people than ever are talking about and caring about DarksydePhil. Sadly, it's mostly negative people because they're all idiots. But the truth is, they keep giving me that attention. If they would just leave me alone and move on, then everything that they claim is true, if it were true, would be validated because people would stop watching, stop supporting, because they wouldn't rally for me. The reason that they rally for me is because they see me as an underdog, a 17-year veteran who never had backing from anyone, who never had a giant corporate sponsorship, who never associated with giant creators who gave them a boost, never did monster collabs that paid off in the long run. Instead, I'm a man on an island, right? Doing my own thing. And so, if my content did suck and no one cared, I would just fade away. But they keep giving me attention. They keep talking about me. They keep messing with me. They keep doing this stuff. So then people rally and support me. So you're actually helping me because you're so stupid. I don't know why you don't get it. It's been 17 years and your stuff still hasn't worked. You think at one point they'd actually get like a brain cell firing that would say, oh, maybe this doesn't work. I'll just move on. No, they persevere with their stupidity. As Forrest Gump once said, stupid is as stupid does. It's not that someone's calling them stupid. They are stupid. They literally keep doing stupid things, right? What's up, Game Boy? How you doing, man? Okay, continuing on. Dan Zach did another $5 super chat. Phil, you're a phoenix. You rise from the ashes brighter. There you go. That's another thing, too. Like, if everything that they claimed about me is true, then how would I be here in 2025 at the best position that I've been? Wouldn't I have been down in the dumps, falling apart, failing? No one cares about me or my content. You know, it's the opposite. I'm literally in the opposite position right now. I'm co-streaming. I'm doing well in both places. I'm making good money. I have great support. My content level, the quality is high. What are you talking about? I stand with Phil. Subscribed over on Kick. Thank you, I stand with Phil. You're the first sub. What would be great this morning, to be very honest with everyone, would be to get some Kick support. Because this week, Kick has really slowed down. I have lost over 100 subs total on Kick. I've only gotten like 20 this week total. All right. And yeah, I want to keep momentum going. All right. So today to get some subs on Kick would be great. If you're watching on Kick right now and you can support, today would be a great day to support the stream with some subs. Okay. Cade did another $2 super chat and said, DSP. Thank you, Cade. Let's see here. Beaverman did a $2 super chat. He says there's going to be another wave of pre-orders coming. Well, first off, there's going to be more Switch 2s. Let's make this abundantly clear. There are going to be more Switch 2s. What sold last night was the first wave, but that's the launch wave. Get it? So there will be more Switch 2s sold, but they're not going to be shipped for launch. They may come out weeks to months after launch. So I will, even if I can't get a Switch 2 on launch day and I can't do the launch event like I want to do, I'm still getting a Switch 2. It's just when those other waves come out or whatever. But obviously everyone wants to see me unbox and cover the Switch 2 on launch day. That's the whole point. I have such an amazing setup to do it here live with multiple cameras, close-ups, showing you all the intricacies of the console, hooking it up day one, highest quality video for Mario Kart. Yeah, it would be a shame if I can't, but we'll see what happens. Joe Hendry did a $2 super chat. He says, do you believe in me? You know, Joe, I like your entrance music, but I don't know if I believe in you after the way that you jobbed at the Royal Rumble and then to Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41. Sorry about that. And it's Simply Eddie did a $5 super chat. Expedition 33 is amazing, Phil. You'll love it. I cannot wait to see you play this gem. Well, it all starts today, and I'm playing it again tomorrow. And if it's good, it's in the rotation. Let's see how it goes. All right. Thank you guys for all of those super chats. Oh, great. Whoops, OBS has crashed. I just got a pop-up message saying that OBS has crashed. I think when I hit OK, it's going to close. So for those of you watching on YouTube, the stream will go away and come back. For those of you watching on Kick, the stream's going to end and start again. For those of you watching on demand, this has to be a part 2 to the podcast because it looks like the OBS just crashed for no good reason. All right? So I will be back in a minute. Stay put. Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of the Level 1 podcast. for Thursday, April 24th, 2025, I had a issue. My PC crashed. Basically, OBS and my RGB program crashed. I think something happened with my memory. So I had to basically like close a few things, and now it looks like everything's fine. So this is part 2 of the podcast. Part 1 was all about my Switch 2 pre-orders being canceled and how that happened through someone once again committing identity theft and crime against me, and how I'm going to proceed moving forward. So if you didn't see that, that's its own video. I apologize. It's 2 videos here because sadly, we had this issue with OBS crashing. Okay. Now, continuing on, we have some more shout outs to do. I want to talk about the positive stuff going on today, and then we will see how much time we have left. So I have more shout outs to do here, folks. I received a $6.66 tip. Someone says, oh, don't worry, Phil, Funko Land has you covered. Just joking. Stay strong, man. Thank you for the tip. Man, Funko Land back in the day. For everyone out there who complains about GameStop and is like, man, GameStop is the biggest ripoff business. You try to trade something in, they give you like nothing. You guys have no concept of Funko Land. Funko Land was the absolute worst. I remember when I was a kid, I went to Funko Land because I wanted to have money to go on a tournament trip to play Street Fighter. So I brought my like Genesis, Super Nintendo games to Funko Land, and they were like, this one's $1, this one's $2, this one's $1. I was like, wait, what? $1? I was like, it costs more to rent the game. Right now, if I were to go to a video rental store and rent the game, it's more than $1. How can you tell me the game is worth only $1? They were the ultimate ripoff. Okay, continuing on. I got a $2 tip. Someone says, I'm afraid there's just no good solution here. I don't think cutting the human element out and letting only machines take up customer service makes the system rigid, like a robot who does not care about you. It's unfortunate, but we want a beating heart who can err on the human side on the other side of the telephone. Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. Complete automation also doesn't work, because complete automation of customer service means that they're only going to be able to figure out and help with situations that are already predetermined. Like, let me give you an example here. Remember when I had an employee of Comcast, this is legally documented now and on the internet, an employee of Comcast didn't like me because they were part of my detractor group, and they were illegally logging into my modem, resetting the modem during my live streams, changing the data inside the modem to mess with my wireless, to mess with my settings, and to screw with my business. Do you think that there would be an automated way to handle that? I needed to have techs come out here. I needed to have a human element. I needed to talk with multiple people in different departments. Then I had someone assigned to me personally from Comcast to handle the case and ensure that it got resolved. None of that was automated. So when you have pure automation, okay, that means that those situations that are not by the book basically can't be handled. So you need to have the human element. But the problem is with the human element, now you got the risk that the humans are gullible and get fooled, and that's what's been happening to me. You know, it happened many years ago. Someone got access to one of my accounts. They never should have had access, but they socially engineered it. In that account was data that led to them getting access to another account. And then they started sending money from one account to another account. It was all messed up. And then because of that, everything was screwed up, and I had to close all my accounts, freeze them all, start from scratch, start over. It was a nightmare. It violated legal agreements that I had to make payments every month. I had no money for weeks. And that's all because one person believed someone. I'll help you out. I'll do you a solid, and I'll give you access to the account. In this case, at least it was just a stupid Walmart account. That's not a big deal. But of course, it screws me over. Let's continue. I received, let's see here, a $1 tip. Someone says, you're right. You know, you get endless publicity from all of this. In a weird way, some of your best years are ahead of you if the trolls don't stop rallying. Yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing, and this is what they don't understand. The troll narrative is that DSP is a bad person. He's a scammer. He's a liar. He doesn't make good content, right? I'm the person. I fooled everyone. No one could have ever possibly actually liked my content. The only reason that people ever watch is because I fool them into watching it, which is ridiculous, right? And so to them, they've got to do everything they can to stop me. But when they mess with me like this, people rally and support me, okay? But the thing is, I firmly believe that if these morons left me alone, I would still be successful. I think that I would still have a core audience who like me. And then people would be able to start watching me positively and celebrate that and be a part of an online community that actually likes DSP because you wouldn't have people stalking and messing with you and doing messed up stuff just because you like me, you see? So if they would leave me alone, I'd be successful for positive stuff. But instead, they harass me and I'm still successful. So it's like we leave him alone and we don't waste our time and he's successful. Or we waste our time and he's still successful. So I guess they just like wasting their time is what it is. They just enjoy wasting time. I don't even know what else to say. Okay, let's continue. I received a $4.01 tip. In my opinion, the kick paying you, to stream is a game changer. You should get solid yearly revenue boost if you get 50 or more viewers. And you seem to get a lot of the front page of Kick. Yeah, and I don't know what it is. Whoever that person is, Dimitri, has been really nice to me and has been putting me on the front page of Kick a few times a week. And every time that he does, I get a view boost. So, yeah, a lot, like I'm saying, things are working out well. As much as these people want to mess with me constantly, things are working out well. Yeah, every once in a while, something stupid like this happens, but in general, things are going good. Okay, so I received a $4.20 tip, and this person has an interesting story to tell. I can't wait to read this, but let me play you the nice 420 animation first. Thank you. Let me tell you, as someone who used to be a detractor, the vast majority of these guys are sitting on a Discord and a Twitter and crying about how they have to work jobs that they hate while you essentially do their dream job, and it's not fair because they're so much better than you. Then they watch a restreamer, then they chat on their site of choice about you while watching the daily Phil is bad videos until you stream again and the cycle just repeats. It's sad, and instead of improving their own lives, they spend their time having you revolve around their daily life. I apologize for this lengthy message. You don't have to. I feel like it had to be said since I have firsthand experience with these lame asses. I know. This is what I mean. They have these actual online communities. It's like a cult. And they all talk to each other, friendly with each other, Just, they're weird. It's bizarre. We can only have friends by collectively hating on someone on the internet. We can't actually have real-life earned friendships because we're all antisocial, parasocial weirdos. Instead, the only way we can have friends is to hate on DarksydePhil. This is hilarious. Someone in Kick said, this sounds like Phil wrote that. No. It sounds like an intelligent human with conscious thought and self-awareness wrote that. That's why it sounds like me. Get it? It doesn't sound like a mouth-drooling sheep, a cultist idiot to be herded wrote it. It sounds like an intelligent person wrote it, and that's why it sounds like DarksydePhil wrote it. Get it? Okay, thanks. Okay. Let's continue here. There's more to shout out, but I got to close my thermos here. I received a $2 tip. All it says is wait for it. So I got a $2 tip, and it says wait for it. Okay. Thank you. There's another $2 tip, and it says wait for it. Okay. So now we're up to 109 and climbing. And then, this is what they were getting to. I just received a $40 tip. And the person said, bayonet charge. Well, I don't know what the bayonet charge references to, if it's a specific game or movie or something, but I appreciate the generous tip, $40. That is the biggest tip of the day. And with that tip, we are at $149 of support, a mere $1 away from hitting our goal. And we haven't even finished the podcast yet. Man, shucks. What a bad day for me. Let me tell you guys, really just not working out. What an awful experience I'm having today. And again, they just don't get it. They don't understand that every time that they mess with me and they do something insanely twisted, insanely broken, insanely illegal, that people rally to help me because they like who I am. They like the content. They can't believe that these people would do this stuff. They're just not smart. They're not smart. That'll look 9,000. How you doing, man? 44 months as a member. And he says, bonus level. So actually, I believe I want to say it's the first week of May. I could be wrong, and it might be the second week. Okay. But I believe the first week of May is actually the week when people are going to start earning their emerald crowns on DSP Gaming on YouTube for being 4-year members. It was 2021 when I was playing Returnal on my PS5 when I basically quit Twitch for being, erroneously banned. They claimed that I had said the N-word, which I didn't. All right. It was proven I didn't. So then they removed the ban. They're just morons. And I said, I'm not going back to your unprofessional, horribly run site. And I came here to YouTube and I've been streaming for 4 years straight. And people day one started supporting me here, and they're about to earn those crowns within the next week or two. It'll be excellent to see how they look, because they look, on paper, they look great. I haven't seen them in a chat, but, you know, they look really, really good. So I guess we'll see. Okay, continuing on, Gabriel the Blessed did a 99-cent super sticker. So now we are at $149.99. We are 1 penny away from hitting the goal today. 1 penny away. So this person tipped me $1 and says the haters for some reason just can't look away from you, like you're just so mesmerizing of a dude. I don't get it. Do you guys get it? I mean, honestly, can anyone explain to me what it is that these people obsess about? Like, I would argue that back in the day, all right, I was a train wreck of content creation. I thought my shit didn't stink. I always made fun of everyone else. I always, interjected myself into situations and crapped on people, whether it was other streamers, content creators, game developers, right? I constantly had something negative to say about someone and said that I was better. Yet, I didn't improve my content. I didn't work hard to make things better. I just pumped out the same kind of content endlessly, right? I was very toxic when it came to my commentary, when it was sexual content like bigotry, sexism, racism, all that stuff. And I look back at it now and I realize that. And I say, man, I was a mess and my content, was problematic. And I did my best to change myself as a person. I did. And all those years of me, I need to do a marathon today and raise $1,000 to pay my bills. Those days are long gone. I don't do that stuff anymore, right? I don't. So I'm truly, genuinely lost as to what it is that these people obsess over and care so much about me for. I really don't understand it. And it's funny because you can ask different people and they'll ask different things. Like I remember Mike Klum said, I don't know, there's just a way about you. It's kind of like there's lore behind you. There's a mystique behind you because you've been around for so long, and all the stuff that's been associated with you over the years. It's just like, I don't know, like these people it's like they cling to you and they can't stop. It's not necessarily anything particularly that I say or do. It's just that I'm here every day. Like I'm the staple, right? I'm the staple of the internet that's here. And so messing with that staple of the internet, I don't know. Right? I don't know. And maybe it's the fact that I don't give up, right? The fact that I persevere and I never give up. So they know that no matter what they do, I'm still going to be here tomorrow. So they can mess with me, but I don't know. I really don't know. Again, you can ask these different people. They'll all say different things that they don't even make logical sense what they say. Talking to them, he's like, someone, blah, 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 blah. Like, what? What did you say? A human can't even decipher what you just said because you're so crazy. You actually believe, that's a sad fact that they believe that too. Like, what? All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we hit the goal. Huzzah, huzzah. We've done it once again. Taxes are paid. Coffers are filled. 31 goals out of 40. Thank you guys so much for rallying and allowing me to hit my goal today. Wow, I'm really, really losing today, aren't I? What a horrible day to the DSP. Anyway, awesome. We are already doing DSP tries at Chipotle today. All right, so stick around after my entire gameplay session of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. There will be DSP tries at Chipotle. All right, cool. Bookworm popping their member message. However, they'd already become a member, so it doesn't count towards the stream. All right. Now, guys, again, what I would say is thank you so much for the support. Tips, super chats, amazing. Guys on Kick, it sure would be great if we could get some subs today. This has been the slowest week for subs in a long, long time. Okay? So hopefully we can get some subs on Kick today. I hope so. I hope that we can do it. All right? Let's do it. Who's going to be a sub? Or who is going to give some subs, right? Let's get something over there, right? Okay, cool. All right, so folks, here's the deal. By the way, what's up, Cracker Jacks? What's up, Game Boy? What's up, Real King Michael? Everyone who's here, welcome to everyone this morning. Glad you're here for a new game. Hopefully this game is as good as people are saying. So today it is Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 on the first stream. We're going to give it a shot and see if it's as good as everyone says. The late stream tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, will be Minecraft, where we're going to try to recover from the disastrous stream earlier in the week. I'm going to do some fishing. We're going to try to get some basic resources. We'll see how it goes tonight, if I can get back on my feet, right? Tomorrow, more Claire Obscure Expedition 33 on the first stream. And tomorrow night, I'm either going to do more blueprints or I can do more Oblivion Remastered. But whatever I don't do Friday, I'm going to do Sunday. So the question is, do I do a 2-hour stream of of blueprints and a 3-hour stream of Oblivion, or do I do a 2-hour stream of Oblivion and a 3-hour stream of blueprints? I don't know what to do. Honestly, I'd like your feedback on that. Okay. Outside of that, I am excited for the coming week. It's going to be a good one. And I hope that you guys will join me for all the content that I'm putting out. All right. Also, at 40 goals, what do you guys want? At 40 goals, should I do the new crunchy, spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's and a Frosty, one of the new ones, and the new lemonade? I think it's tangerine lemonade. Or should I try and Wingstop for the first time? What do you guys think I should do for 40 goals hit? Let's try to figure this out right now. And then we can work on 50 goals. We'll have a week or two to figure that out for the next marathon, which I'm very excited for whatever this marathon ends up being too. Okay? I already did Wendy's chili. Several months ago, we did Wendy's chili. Remember we did the Wendy's like taco salad or whatever it was called? Southwest salad. It was disgusting. Dude, that chili was so nasty. Wingstop, Wendy's, Wingstop. Wingstop is fire. Is it really? I've never had Wingstop. Yes, I can write my name in the cake chat, King Michael, no problem. Salty Blue. What the hell is Salty Blue? I've never even heard of Salty Blue. Does it exist out here? Australian fish and chips. They're in Seattle. Okay. I probably wouldn't be able to get that. It's probably too far. Let me take a look. Salty Blue. What the hell? It's right near me. What is this? Poke and chips, a chicken schnitzel burger, fish tacos. Dude, this is cool. They have it's seafood. It looks great. A fish burger? A shrimp burger? I gotta try this. Who suggested that? That's an amazing suggestion. I've never heard of this place before. Salty Blue. I'm saving this. It was King Ferbs. King Ferbs says it's amazing. I visited them when I was in Washington. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna try it. I can't wait to show this to my wife. This looks good. Like totally new kind of cuisine. Dude, a shrimp burger sounds really good. Or a fish burger? They even have a grilled chicken burger. Wow, I want to try this. It looks really good. They got potato cake, sweet potato chips. Wow. All right, well, we're not doing that today. Maybe we'll do it next week. How you want to do that for 40 goals? Now I think I want to do that for 40 goals. Salty Blue. It looks good. All right, let's do it. Salty Blue is our 40 goal. DSP tries it coming up. 100% credit to King Ferbs on that. I had never heard of them before, and that looks completely unique. Sweet. No, I never played Geometry Dash. Okay. I got $1 tip. You're right. People cope with something in their lives watching you. You're the Conan O'Brien of the haters, giving them what they want, what they need. What the hell? Thank you for the $1 tip there. Appreciate that. All right. Yeah, screw Wingstop. We can do Wingstop whatever we want. I want to do this Salty Blue. Chocoboko just did a $3 tip and says, guess who's getting a PS5 Pro tomorrow? Would that be me? Nice to catch you streaming again. Good to have you here, Chocoboko. Congrats. What are you going to play on your PS5 Pro first? You can tell us in the chat if you're there. You don't have to, tip again. I'm just curious, what are you planning on using it for? Right off the bat? Can I try an unsweetened iced tea at Chipotle? I actually wasn't going to get a drink. I'll look at their drinks menu. I wasn't going to order a drink, but if you think that they have a good drink, maybe I'll get it. Unsweetened iced tea? All right. We got about 10 minutes left to just shoot the... What would you guys like to chat about the next 10 minutes before I take a brief break, and then we're going to do Claire Obscure? Kane says, we don't have a Chipotle near us. I hear their unsweetened iced tea is the best. That's what I normally drink. I'll have to see. I do like unsweetened iced tea. I do. Even though it's kind of bitter, I find it refreshing. As I get older, I drink less and less drinks with sugar in them because I don't need the sugar, and my teeth as well are more sensitive to sugar now. If I drink like soda and stuff, my teeth sometimes bother me, so I try not to drink sugary drinks anymore. You tried it? King Michael says he tried the honey chicken from Chipotle. It was great. Well, we're trying it today. I can't wait to try it. The AC is working good, Cracker Jacks. However, the air in here, because the AC is on, it stinks a little bit. I'm thinking of maybe getting an air freshener. I'm trying to think of what I can do. I do have the air purifier, and that's running. So the air is clean according to the air purifier. Like, here's how I have it set up. Air conditioner. Right in front of the air conditioner is a tower fan that's oscillating, blowing the cold air through the room. And then sitting in front of the tower fan is the air purifier that's taking in the air as it comes in, purifying it and pumping it back out. So the air in here is clean, but it smells a little bit. And I'm wondering what to do about that. And maybe I should put something in here, an air freshener, to make it smell better in general. The problem is my air conditioner is just old. I cleaned the filter on it, but the thing is dang old. It's almost a decade old now. Actually, I think it is a decade old. So it just kind of starts to not be as good and fresh. Maybe I should look into getting another one, a replacement. It still works, but maybe I should just get a new one. This thing's kind of outdated now. Something happened to the number 1 in 31 goals hit. Thank you. I'll fix it. What is that? There we go. Okay. Another moron. Okay. Guys, today would be a perfect day to hit 2 goals in one stream. And that would help to make up for the fact that there were several streams earlier this week we didn't hit a goal. And that would get us closer to Salty Blue, which I want to try now. I actually like the name of that too, Salty Blue. All right. I got another $3 tip. I'll be playing Bloodborne, Suikoden Collection, and the new Fatal Fury with friends. So the first PS5 game will be the new Elden Ring Night Rain that's coming soon. There you go. Well, Bloodborne will run better. It looks better slightly. Remember, I did my Bloodborne run on the PS5 Pro, and it did improve the graphics ever so slightly. It did add more detail. It wasn't a huge difference, but I did definitely notice the difference. So you should enjoy that. And of course, the loading times are non-existent, which is amazing. To play it with no loading times is such a huge improvement over the PS4 version where the loading times were astronomically long, right? But Elden Ring Night Rain should run gorgeous on it. It ran really well on my PS5 Pro, so good stuff there. Let's see. Spawn Killer over on Kick says, why don't I get a dehumidifier? Maybe I should get one, because it would definitely benefit an office with this many electronics to have a dehumidifier in it. But, I mean, at this point, I got so many electronics running over there. I think I need to get, I think I have one of those power brick things so that I can have, over there I just have the power socket on the wall, so maybe I should put that, because right now I have multiple things plugged in over there. Maybe I should get a dehumidifier. Maybe I should look into them, like our office dehumidifier for the room. We do have carpet on the floor. I did vacuum the floor a month or two ago fully when I basically redesigned the office. And remember, I got the little hand vac, the dust buster, but we also vacuumed the whole floor to clean it. So I don't know if it is the floor or not. Like I said, it was fine in here. And then all of a sudden I turned on the air conditioner and now the air stinks. So I think it's the air conditioner. It's just old, you know, like what can you do? I cleaned the filter, but it still smells. It's probably just old and yucky. I don't know what you can do to really clean that. In truth, Ivana, I've never had mod pizza. Never once have I had mod pizza. It just doesn't look appetizing to me. Because they said there's a mod pizza in Rant, and why don't you try that? Spray it with cologne, yeah. Spray the entire air conditioner with cologne. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, it could be coolant that's rusting inside. It could just, I don't know, dust, mold, particles. Who knows? But what do you do? I can't clean the entire air conditioner, right? It's old. Like I said, I might just have to, if it really stinks and doesn't get better, I haven't even had it on for a day yet, but if in the next couple of days it doesn't get better, number one, I'm probably going to have to get an air freshener, and number two, I'm probably going to have to get a new air conditioner. Spray it with Febreze. Okay. I have not seen the new Yodi trailer. Are you talking about Ghost of Yotai or Yokai, whatever it is? No, I haven't seen it. Yote. Yeah, I haven't seen the Ghost of Yote trailer yet. As you guys have seen, I've been pretty busy with all this nonsense. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Let's end the podcast. Sorry for 2 videos of the podcast. I apologize for that. It's really stupid, but OBS crashed. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Like I said, I think it was a memory error because also my Signal RGB program crashed. So I think that what happened was like my memory was like now I'm down to only 48% memory. I was up to like 90% RAM use because I think one of the browsers was like lagging up. And on top of that, my Signal RGB was using a whole bunch of memory. So that's why everything crashed. But all right, guys. So please check out Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, and Minecraft. I'll be back tomorrow to let you know how it all went. Thank you for your support this morning. Thank you all so very much for everything. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow for a week-ending episode of the Level 1 podcast. See you all then.
There you have it. DSP in his own words. Till next time, this has been breaking news on DSPN, and thanks for the money, dummies.